Hey guys, I'm real quick going to cover the maps tool, which is this guy here. I would go in order, but I think this is the most important tool, and I'm just going to get it out of the way. The maps tool is what changes what map we're looking at right now. If we click on it, these are all the maps that come organic to ATAK-Civ. So if I click on these different maps, these are different map sources. Map sources meaning this is some like website, and when I click on it, my phone will start streaming and pulling information from that website to place on ATAK. Some of them are more useful than others. I found that a lot of these maps that come these map sources that come preloaded on ATAK-Civ are really only for the US, as you can see here. So if you're somewhere in Asia or Europe or something, a lot of these sources won't actually be helpful for you. But explore them. Some of them are useful. Some of them are not as useful. So mobile. And then down here we have online. These are all of our online map sources. So if you have access to Wi-Fi or access to the internet in any capacity, most of these map sources will actually load and get better, more detailed map imagery the closer you get. See how it's loading over here. Cool. If we click here, we go to local. This is where if I download any sort of maps, you can do that. You can store offline maps on your phone where they would live. Keep in mind that those maps, they're just pictures really. Like they don't actually load and get better. So you need to do a decent amount of planning beforehand. I have another video in this playlist called MoBack, and that shows how to download pretty good offline maps. So these are the maps we have. If we click on them, we can change them. I don't really use this faves tab. I don't mess with that. And imagery, I don't really mess with it either. I'm pretty much just sitting in this mobile tab here, and I'll bounce between offline and local. Online and local. If you have access to other map sources, I'm going to real quick show you guys how to add that. Moving backwards a little bit. So on my phone, I'm going to go to My Files and to internal storage of my phone. And you can see here, there's a folder called ATAK, and that is the folder that the actual program ATAK owns and puts all of its safe stuff in. So I usually don't really mess with that. But separately, I made my own folder called ATAK Stuff. If we open that, I have a folder of imagery sources, and these are all XML files. These 4 files in particular, if I import them into ATAK, will allow me to use Google Maps imagery on ATAK. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. And also, I have another folder called Saved Maps. And if I do download a map using ATAK or WinTAK or MoBack or whatever, I'll put those saved maps in here. You can see this one's almost 300 megabytes. And then I will import that into ATAK and have a high quality offline map that doesn't require the internet to work. So to import these maps into ATAK, we're actually going to use another tool really quick. Open the toolbox and go down to import. Go to local SD, even though it's not actually on an SD card. Come on. Okay, cool. Scroll down. I'm going to go to ATAK Stuff, my imagery sources. I'm going to import these 4 imagery sources. Now you can see in my Maps tool, under Mobile, Online, I have Google Hybrid, Google Maps, and Google Sat. There's also Google Terrain. It's pretty dark. I don't think it's super useful, but I put it in there anyway. Between Google Sat and Google Hybrid, they're the same thing. Just Google Hybrid has some labels on it. Google Sat is just raw imagery. And then Google Maps is a GPS style roadway map. Cool, guys. I'm going to give a link to these files or something in the description if you want to download the Google stuff. Oh yeah, and then the last thing, if you wanted to import a saved map, you go back to the import tool, local SD, go to saved maps, and I'm going to download this map I made a while ago. And now it's actually going to be in my, make sure show all is selected, in my local map sources. So if I click on outline and go to it, this guy's actually in Qatar. I made this when the FIFA World Cup was going on. But you can see that this map I have here is hard saved onto my phone. Like, I don't need the internet to download this. It is forever on my phone, and you can download maps for anywhere in the world. But if you have access to the internet, it's generally advisable to just use these map sources. Cool. Until next time.